What's going on, Sneaker Life fam? It's your boy J-Jus. Hope each and every one of you guys is having a safe and blessed day. Man, y'all, this video here is long overdue. With all that being said, man, it's time to get into the shoes, guys. So, as y'all see right here, nothing too crazy, guys. We do have that all black Jordan box. We do have that gold Jumpman on the front. We do have that gold Jumpman on the side, and we do have our label on this side. Now, label on these do read Air Jordan 13 Retro Gray School. Colorway is black, true red, white, and this is a personal size 6 for most of you guys who know. Opening up the box, you see we got our lot number right there. Y'all see we got that white trash bag paper, but then when you get into the shoe, guys, man, and by me pulling the shoe out the box, you guys already know which shoe I am talking about. I am talking about none other than the Air Jordan 13 Playoffs. Whew, man, like, let me take a minute to admire this shoe. Now, when it comes to this particular Air Jordan, this is my favorite Air Jordan 13 of all time, besides the He Got Games, which was actually one of the first Air Jordan 13s to actually release. Now, this colorway right here, you know, I know most people may be, but we got the breads, we got the cherries, I know, but this colorway right here is definitely, you know, one of my favorite, you know what I'm saying? And there's a detail that, you know, I will have later on in the video that I'm gonna get into as, you know, I am showing you guys the sneaker. But man, like, whew, these right here are nice, yeah. These right here are nice. Quality on it, man. Listen, y'all already know how I'm about to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give y'all a review on the left shoe, and I'm gonna put the right shoe down so we can definitely get into some key factors and details about the Air Jordan 13 Playoffs. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, guys, we're back. So now let's take a look at some details about the Air Jordan 13 Playoffs. So just like the original 1997 pair, guys, these do have that embroidered tumbled leather which goes throughout the upper and into the toe box. Now I do want to say this is a soft plush, you know, leather right here on the toe box. You do have that nubuck which runs throughout the mug guard all the way to the heel and onto the other side of the shoe as well, and it is very much soft, you know, and it does have kind of like that slap on slap off material. So definitely you might want to watch, you know, if you're a messy eater, things of that nature, you know, I mean, we all fall victim to it. As I mentioned before, make sure you guys do have some shoe cleaning products for these. But, you know, nonetheless, man, materials on these is dope. You know, going into your tongue, we do have our all black laces. You do have that all black nubuck tongue, and note that this is the only Air Jordan 13 that has that yellow circle around the red Jumpman. You know what I'm saying? As y'all see, we have our red Jumpman and we have our yellow circle. So this is the only Air Jordan that had Air Jordan 13 that has that. Then you do have your Air Jordan down here in yellow as well, man. So definitely, you know, this is a clean shoe. And moving into my favorite part, on the lateral heel, which is the 23 hologram, that is my favorite part of the shoe on any Air Jordan 13. Like, if you've been watching me, all my reviews, I have definitely said that the hologram just hits for some particular reason. Then going into the insole, also we do have kind of like that cushioned out sock liner on, you know, the ankle collar as well. Now going into the insole of the shoe, hopefully, you know, I can at least open the shoe to show you guys. But going into the insole of the shoe, guys, you do have that all black insole with your size and tag and that red Jumpman on there as well. You know, nothing too crazy. And you also have your manufacturing date, things of that nature, on the back tab of the tongue as well. And, you know, this shoe, in my opinion, as I mentioned, is definitely my favorite out of all of the Air Jordan 13s that has dropped. I want to say my second would probably have to be the Air Jordan 13. He got games, but you know, moving on, you guys can see we do have all white going throughout our midsole on the shoe, and going into the outsole of the shoe, you do have that all rubberized outsole with your white pods. You do have hints of gray, you do have that neon green panther eye, and you do have red outline throughout the pods on the actual outsole of the sneaker. Okay guys, so one detail I forgot to put was that on the outsole we do have that carbon fiber, you know, which runs throughout the outsole as well. So I'm gonna give you guys a minute to observe that before I get into talking into anything else of the shoe. Now, one thing to know guys is that I know most pairs aren't perfect. When you have a massive general release like this, you know, you can expect some factory flaws. So, you know, if yours do come with some factory flaws, you know, just don't compare yours to anybody else's, because, you know, 9 times out of 10, you are not the only one whose pair has came with factory flaws on it. So, you know, I mostly would just be glad with having the pair. I feel like that's something that you can actually fix up throughout time, but nonetheless, you know, glad to have these in the collection, man. Air Jordan 13 playoffs. Now, something that I do want to get, you know, about the Air Jordan 13 playoffs was, you know, I know most people get mixed up with these being the shoe that MJ wore his sixth championship in, but this was not the shoe. Now, if you guys remember the infamous Last Shots, which is right here, you know, that is the shoe that Jordan actually won his 6th ring in. Jordan 13 playoffs, he did play in game 5. Now, funny thing is, if Jordan would have hit that clinch 3-pointer in game 5, this would have been the actual shoe that he won that 6th NBA championship in. I know most people wish it was the Air Jordan 13s, but sadly it wasn't. It was the infamous Last Shot 14s, and I actually had a pair of those too, man. I definitely regret selling those, but man, colorway on these is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, when it comes to OGs like this, you know, and a lot of OGs that we've had in the past, they definitely don't get a lot of love, because a lot of these newer shoes are definitely selling out, and like the OGs are just sitting. But, you know, for us OG sneakerheads, you know, we definitely, you know, rock with these, especially if you was around that time, or, you know, if you just one of them OG sneakerheads. But nonetheless, man, I'm glad that they actually kept the toe box the same. Toe box actually looks so similar to the 1997 version. Yes, these did drop 1997. They actually dropped January 1st, 1997. Don't get confused with them dropping in 1998. No, Jordan Brand just used these throughout his time during the 1998 playoffs, and these actually was the first Air Jordan 13 to, you know, get debuted by Michael Jordan during his All-Star game. So these actually got debuted on the 1998 NBA All-Star game, and then Jordan wound up, you know, playing with this shoe throughout the playoffs as to where it gave it its famous name. So I had to give y'all a little bit of backstory on this shoe, man. But nonetheless, you know, did you guys go after these, man? Was these a hit or miss for you guys? Like, you know, I know most people out there aren't hip to Air Jordan 13s, but this Air Jordan 13 right here, in my opinion, like, this was a must cop for your boy. Like, and man, like, as y'all know, as I always say, Jordan never misses when it comes to materials on the Air Jordan 13. So definitely these right here, in my opinion, are, you know, a go. And, you know, before I do end this video out, guys, I do have a shoe that MJ did win a chip in, and I believe it was his 4th NBA championship, which is the Air Jordan 12 playoffs. Now, don't come for me. I definitely have my pair saran wrap, because I definitely did, you know, I was wearing these, and, you know, I didn't want them to start yellowing on the bottom. So I did clean the outsole. You know, you probably could see a little bit of yellowing, but I definitely do, you know, wear this shoe somewhat. I haven't worn it in a while, but nonetheless, this is an actual shoe that MJ actually wore a championship. Nonetheless, man, the Air Jordan 13 playoffs, man, definitely one of my favorite, you know, Air Jordan 13s of all times, man, just because of the nostalgia, the history, man, behind this shoe. And nonetheless, you know, man, I'm just glad to have these in the collection. Yeah, I definitely dearly like. This is probably one of my favorite cops this year. More to come. Definitely got my OGs in the collection, man, and they here to stay. But you know, like I always say, you got your boy J-Jus, you got the channel, you got my thoughts and opinions and review on the Air Jordan 13 playoffs. How are you guys feeling about them? Are these a cop? Are these a pass? Will you guys double back and go and grab these? Man, I would say now is your chance because tax time is here, and man, you know, you might be able to even get these at a later time depending on if these hit the outlets or not. But nonetheless, definitely happy to have these in the collection, man. But with all that being said, man, if you do want to become part of the Sneaker Life fam, make sure to hit that subscribe button, make sure to turn the post notifications on, and make sure to smash that thumbs up, man. It definitely keeps the algorithm rolling, man, most definitely. But you know, like I always say, I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. Reach for the stars, sky's the limit, and we out.